The People Playbook is for professional business owners and leaders who understand business rises and falls on people. You will hear practical, real-world conversations on clear leadership, smart hiring, and building strong teams. All formulas for retention. Get ready to hear your professional peers and industry experts as they discuss lessons learned and best practices. Get that journal out. You'll be taking lots of notes.
Leaders looking to grow find a 360 instrument provides data to know specifically where and how to improve effectiveness. With a one-on-one meeting with a team Coach Cora professional, you will create a development plan that aligns with your personal style, strengths, and preferences. Receive this 360 instrument, a one-on-one coaching session, and a completed action plan, not for $1,000, but listeners of the People Playbook pay only $500 for this highly effective growth tool. Go to CoachCora.com homepage, click on Book with Me, add 360 2026 in the text box, and schedule a free discovery meeting. Welcome to the People Playbook, a weekly show designed for business owners, leaders, and professionals who understand that organizational success depends on how well people are led, hired, and developed. Each episode features a practical, real-world conversation around leadership, hiring, and team cohesiveness, focused on what actually works inside organizations. Each week, the People Playbook will deliver actionable learning and insights that align with your business strategy and people strategy. I am your host, Coach Cora, a trusted advisor to organizational leadership for over 25 years. I have worked with leaders to the front lines across to the CEO of all industries, all sizes, and within many different business cycles. I have had the opportunity to work with many of our own Texas treasures, including Whataburger. And today with us for an amazing conversation, I just know, is Andy Doss, who has been with Whataburger for 18 years. And we got to work together, Andy.
We did. We did. For quite a while.
That was fun.
That was a blast.
And 18 years, that's a little while to spend.
It is a little while. And when I tell people about that, they usually get an eyebrow raised on who stays someplace for that long nowadays.
Yeah. And what's fascinating, you are on the construction side.
I am.
So if there's anybody that knows what leadership looks like under pressure, that would be you.
Delivering stores and doing construction for any company, any brand, it's a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, a little. And I remember when I got to step into your world for a little while in that offset world where we're going to close a store down and stop the revenue incoming. And you better be on time and on budget and get that store back up, right? To model it and update it. And no excuses, get it done.
Taking a production line, it can be any industry, but you're taking a production line out of service.
Yes. And everybody's eyes were on everything that was happening.
Everybody watches.
Everybody.
From across an organization, everybody is watching what you're doing, how you're doing it, and making sure that you are going to be successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And our work involved, and I love this, and I'm so excited we're going to talk about this today because not only do I think it's a great tool, but I think what you've taken and done with it is just amazing, is when on your team, there was this big shift. We're going to go from working on the job site with a clipboard.
That's right.
To a software that gives visibility and allows us to really manage our process and our costs. Sounds great.
Absolutely. Sounded great. Putting it in practice and applying, a very different story.
Right. It was very disruptive.
Very disruptive. And a lot of change management.
A lot of change management. And the interesting thing that I hear throughout organizations, when we have change managers, we have process managers, they put together this beautiful process. This is how we're going to implement it. But the thing that really messes it all up is the people.
It's real world.
It's real. We have real people with real skills, real gaps, real emotions.
Real everything. Everything looks great on paper. It looks great in practice, in a boardroom or in an office.
Yeah.
When you implement in the field.
Yeah.
For the end user, it's a very different experience.
Very different. And one of the opportunities I had when you and I started working together, you had come because in that environment, there was a high value placed on the people.
Yes.
And we wanted to do our best for people.
Always.
And it had come to somewhat of a situation where some of your team was adapting well to the technology. Others, not so much.
Absolutely.
And your concern that you came to me with was there is so much knowledge and experience that if I don't figure out how to fix this, I will lose.
It is. It's one of those, it's a tool.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that was. And it's the knowledge and the experience and the day-to-day that the team members bring to the table that you don't want to lose people over just a tool.
Right. Right.
So trying to find that way and how to get them through to accepting it, to get the usage that you need, to get the adopting of the tool.
Yes.
It was a challenge you helped me with.
Yeah. And I remember you gave me the opportunity to go and just interview the team and ask, what's going on? What's happening? And thinking through and putting my questions through the traditional situational leadership model and asking them, do you have this skill? Do you have this experience? What's transferable? And it was clear that those that were struggling on the team were stuck in this disillusioned learner mode. And I'll never forget the one gentleman, like, do you ever say this stupid machine and why did they and this? And he's like, have you been sitting in my truck? Because that's what I say. That is what I say. And I think what was great when I came back to you, I say, Andy, it's not they're bad. They don't have a bad attitude. They're not frustrated. They're not resisting. They don't know how.
Absolutely.
And you were like, well, that we can fix, right?
It was. And getting people to open up, getting people to acknowledge a gap in their skill set.
Right.
And not feel judged.
Right.
That was something that definitely needed to happen. And when you were involved, helped that come to the surface.
Yeah.
And removed some of their hesitant actions, their behaviors.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And you wanted to develop and you put forth a lot of development energy. And I think there was some frustration, like, I want to develop, I want to help, but it was really being specific. What is the skill?
Absolutely.
And let's just focus on that skill because we don't need to develop their ability to network or select subs or run a site.
Correct. I didn't need to teach them construction.
Right. Right.
It was the soft skill and getting their reservations out of the way to sit there and say, okay, well, I could do this.
Yeah. And one thing that came out of that was not just focusing on the group that didn't have the technology skills. When we put it into the talent matrix tool, and I still remember with you standing at that whiteboard, like, what are the 5 most important measurable performance that you need? And let's break those into skills. And we rated those. And then we said, well, who do you have on what? And we realized that although there were some that didn't have the technology, others didn't have the leadership, the network, the management skills. And so when you were able to see across the board what your team skill level was and who had what and could help who, it really changed the dynamic of how you were developing it. All of a sudden, it wasn't, well, you're a problem. It was, here's our skill set. Let's work together to build that.
Absolutely. It's for me, the whole team mentality. And it's making sure that you have the right person with the right skills doing the right tasks, the right role, the right everything.
Yes.
And not only that, where you do have a gap is, all right, I have somebody that I can put you with that's going to help you with that. And not trying to own everything ourselves as leaders.
What?
Right? Who does that? Not you, not me, ever.
So I don't have to do everything? I don't have to own and fix everything? What?
Right? Trying that, and we've talked about this over the years, as leaders, we do, and it's not sustainable.
Right.
And we're not using our resources to focus on the things that we need to be focusing on to help the team.
Right.
And give guidance and give direction. So capitalizing on that I've got this team member over here that can help another team member with a soft skill, or even if it's a hard skill, it's something.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of that.
And that they love to do that.
They do.
Because for you to fix it all can oftentimes even suspend their growth.
Mm-hmm.
To ask them to share their skills with others continues growth.
It is. And what better way for somebody to even grow more than to teach?
Yes.
So you teach, you're growing your skills.
Absolutely.
And providing value contribution to the team. And then not only that, they're doing that, their pride, their morale, it starts to go up.
Yeah.
It's a cycle you can get in.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's organic. They're doing it themselves.
Yeah.
And you as a leader don't need to sit in and try to force something to happen.
Yeah. You're listening to the People Playbook. This is your host, Coach Cora, and I am with Andy Doss from the construction side of Whataburger, and he's sharing from his many years of experience about how to use a tool such as a talent matrix to really grow his team and motivate them. And Andy, one of the things you just said is they start to organically. And that's that intrinsic motivation that is so much easier to sustain than an extrinsic. If you learn this, I'll reward you. If you do this, I will reward you. That's tough to sustain.
It is. When you want them seeking their own reward.
Yes. Pride.
Yes.
Autonomy. Trust.
All of the things that we're always talked about and taught in leadership courses and leadership classes. And it's one of those, all right, you know this better than I do, very much so, is there's a significant difference between leadership and management.
100%.
And I believe a lot of times that it gets blurred between the lines.
Yeah.
And leadership, my favorite definition that I've heard and used over the years is that leadership is the art and science of influencing somebody to achieve a common goal.
Nice.
The biggest part of that is the art.
Yes.
And you want to pass that down to the people so that they start leading themselves. They start finding the things themselves.
Yeah.
Your job becomes easier.
Yeah. The science is the measurable part of it.
Correct.
The art is the execution.
It's the KPIs and the metrics is the science behind it.
And so I remember back to the whiteboard. We went back to the whiteboard and we said, okay, there's some skills. And so I had said, Andy, give me your KPIs, right? We ranked those. Remember the golden triangle? And when we ranked it, how many hours do you think they would be? How many hours are they? And I'll never forget, this is classic Andy Doss. We stepped back because you looked and you said, I'm losing like 60 hours a week.
Yes.
Due to lack of skills.
Production time and how much time we're losing.
Mistakes and rework. And I remember going, well, thank you for just qualifying the value of org dev. Because not everybody understands that there's value in the time you had to take.
Absolutely.
The investment in time and effort to bring those skills up. It paid off for you.
It did pay off. When you, especially from a business perspective, you're looking at labor and cost of labor. And
it's a big cost.
It is. And production time. And even in construction, we have production time, whether it's administrative or on a job site.
That's right. Yeah.
You have production time. And I've always been of a belief that you want to be as effective and efficient as possible and spend the minimal amount of time on something that you need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's identifying what you help me to do is identifying where are my labor hours going? How much time am I spending on this task that, oh my gosh. And that's what we looked up at that whiteboard. I'm saying, well, that task that we're doing should take 2 hours or 4 labor hours, and it's taking 8 to 12 labor hours.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really interesting. The art side of it, I love that. Or you said the art, the science. The science is the numbers. The art is, if I'm an employee and I show up and it's taking me 8 hours to do a 2-hour task and I'm struggling through it and I don't know and I'm not getting the results I want, it's so frustrating. And you saw that.
It is. It's very frustrating for them.
And those people that had been in the industry were well respected, had traditionally produced really good results, were introduced to a new task, and it changed their whole attitude. And I know that was where you found a lot of frustration. Like, man, these are good people. And we've had a lot, and I'm really loyal, but their attitudes have just, what do I do with that?
Their attitudes were a challenge.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
much so.
And I remember for you really settling down when you realized it wasn't about you and it wasn't something you had to fix, that it was their desire to do a good job that was in their way. And if we just found a path forward for them to develop that.
Absolutely. With a lot of leadership, we are quick to cast judgment.
Oh, yeah.
And make assumptions on a person and their behaviors. When you peel back, you identify they want to work hard. They want to learn. They don't want to come into work every day
and
saying,
fail.
Exactly, saying, I suck today.
Oh, my God.
Who wants to come into work and say, I'm going to come here and suck today?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They want to perform. They want to do well. That's human.
Yeah.
And helping find that through the tools that you helped me with was critical and definitely did pay off.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think one of the first steps, which we're going to talk about in a minute, in the meantime, this is the People Playbook. I am Coach Cora, your host, and I am with Andy Doss with Whataburger. He works on the construction side of the industry. He's been there for a long time. And we're talking about using tools effectively to help your team be successful, the talent matrix specifically. And what was really interesting, you said something earlier about that intrinsic motivation and that they were in a place of frustration. And so had we chosen to just throw training at them, it might not have gone well. And one of the things I remember is you were willing to trust the process. And I applaud that. They're like, Cora, I don't know why we're going to do this, but okay. I said, I need everybody to come in, the whole team. We're going to spend this day. And I remember the first activity I had them do was building the Whataburgers. Remember we went and got the burgers and we had all the ingredients and off on the side was the instructions and some experts. And we told them, build a Whataburger. And they didn't know how. You remember that?
I do.
And it was so funny.
That was I would actually sit there and say that was a pretty interesting exercise. and not only that, but the look on their faces and the team. And a lot of it was, what are we doing?
Right.
Why are we doing this? This is silly.
And I don't know why.
Why are we doing? Yeah. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And bringing it around and tying the learning objectives at the end to the exercises we were doing at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was a lot of good feedback from my team and the team members. Yeah. And not only that, helped them really open their eyes on a lot of different things that they just hadn't had the understanding on.
Agreed.
About themselves,
Agreed.
About corporate America, about many things.
Yeah. And that big light when we go, well, here's the instructions. Would that help? And like, wait, what? There's instructions.
But you got to read them.
There's a standard. There's resources. How would I know?
You can't just get frustrated when you're reading the instructions and you're not grasping it right away. That it's not working right away.
Right. Because it kept being told, that's not how you build a burger. That's not how you build a burger. And that's frustrating.
Yes. They shut down.
Everybody shuts down. They're like, well, I'm not a burger builder anyway. But then we say, well, here's your step-by-step instructions, and we're going to give you somebody that's going to help you with that. Would you be willing to build a burger now? And to your point, when we close out at the back, like we would like to offer you instructions. Help. And that's how they really, because of their own personal experience that they just had.
But you have to have an open mind.
Yes. We had to open that mind first, right?
You have to want it.
Yeah.
Because that was the challenge in the beginning too, is wanting the help.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
And what we were saying earlier is removing the inhibitions I guess they had on judgment being cast on them. That
pride.
It was 100% pride.
I've always been good. Now I'm not feeling good about the work. And now you're coming in and saying, well, let me help you. I want to prove myself, and I'm going to keep banging my head against this brick wall. And I would say we'd see that that's fairly common. A lot of people have pride.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of pride there.
They had to decide they wanted to be helped and to learn.
Yes. And grow.
And grow. And grow.
That's a key thing, too, is how we as leaders present the information and present the opportunities on growth is really, really critical on the acceptance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finding that out, going back to the art.
Yeah.
Finding that way to present, hey, no, you're not stupid. You're not you're not a bad performer. It's here's something, this tool that we were rolling out, but it is different. And it will drive the need to come back into a learning mode.
Right.
And accept.
And then one of the things I really applaud you for was the scaling back on the measurements instead of saying, because when you switch to that technology, all of a sudden we were missing some budgets. We're missing
schedules,
timelines,
budgets, all of my key.
And everybody's watching this and everybody's breathing down your neck. And so there's this immediate reaction, or a normal reaction would be turn around and breathe down their neck. And you were trying so hard not to do that. Right. And that one of the things you said is, let's just back off instead of get it right. Let's put it into steps. First, I want you to learn this part of the technology. Get that part right. And then I want this. And to support you, I want to give you this. And you broke it down into manageable. And I know that wasn't easy with the pressure that was.
No, it's not. We like to say you're building the airplane while you're flying it.
Right.
And that's what it felt like. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Trying to get the team to learn a tool, to accept a tool, while meeting the performance metrics of the organization, keep projects moving, maintaining schedules.
That's right.
Like we were talking about, I was taking a store, a production line out of service.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal for any organization. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And so you can't stop the business. It still has to go while trying to do all of this with your team.
Right. That's right. And so you still use that talent matrix.
I do.
Because there's still a culture that exists for you there at Whataburger that people matter and they're not dispensable.
They're not.
And so you've continued to use this tool. I understand.
I absolutely do. It's one of the biggest things I've always had in my entire career is making sure that I'm investing in the people that work for me.
Yeah.
I get that because people did that over my career 35 years ago.
Yeah.
People invested in me.
Yes.
And so you owe it back. And there's great performers, and it's trying to find the right seat, the right role. And a lot of times you're not going to know that unless you're investing in them.
Right.
So I have always had that, will always believe in that.
Yeah.
And it's the cool thing that I like is you invest in people. So you invest in their role and the way that they're performing for an organization.
Yeah.
And as they grow and their performance starts to get better, their morale goes up.
Yes.
Their morale goes up. It transfers to your customer, whether it's an internal or an external customer, right?
That's right.
And then the customer's experience is better. And as the customer experience is better, they're giving accolades to your team member.
Quality's better.
Yep. And morale goes up even more. And they start to win. And as they start to win, then you're hitting your performance metrics. You're hitting those KPIs.
That's right.
And they want more.
That's right. And they're far more willing to help others.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is Coach Cora, and you're on the People Playbook. And we're speaking with Andy Doss from the construction side of Whataburger about how he uses the talent matrix. Andy, there's a lot of leaders out there. We have business owners in the construction industry listening to us, and they work under pressure as well. And a lot of leaders today are working under pressure. And you have taken the time to still invest in the people despite the demands of the production. What is one thing that you would want to share from your many years of experience as a leader in this industry with others?
Know your people.
Ooh, I like that.
It is. Know your people. And I'll answer it with a couple things, but you have to know your people. You have to know their work environment and understand their work environment. We can say all day long and give direction on things and create strategy and push it down to go execute a strategy. But if you don't know your people, you're not sure on the performance. You're not sure if they're grasping it. You're not sure if it's going to be successful. And understanding the environment they work in is you're not going to understand the external influences that they have to deal with every day that you don't see, but they do.
Nice.
That are significant impact to the business.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andy, for joining us today and sharing with your experiences with us. This is Coach Cora on the People Playbook with 9:30 a.m. And we're wrapping up our conversation on utilizing the talent matrix as a way to invest in your people and intrinsically motivate their growth and development. Thank you so much again, Andy, for joining us. And if you have questions about what a talent matrix is or how to use it, you can go to coachcora.com, click on Book with Me, and schedule a info meeting, and we will talk about what it is and how you might use that. We will see you next week at 2 p.m. on Saturday.
Thank you for listening to the People Playbook. For more information, Coach Cora can be found on LinkedIn and at coachcora.com. Let's meet here next Saturday, 2 p.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.